Hey guys! Welcome to Mama's Boys. In this program, we will meet priests from around the globe. We will discuss interesting features of their lives, from their humble beginnings, their calling, the churches, and more. Hey guys! Today, as we celebrate his 85th birthday, let us get to know more about Most Reverend Paciano B. Aniceto, Archbishop Emeritus of the Archdiocese of San Fernando, Pampanga. Only here on Mama's Boys, Mama Mary's Boys. Hello po, Apo Ceto. Thank you very much po for allowing us to interview you po. We are very glad po for this interview. Apo Ceto, kindly share to us po a little something about yourself.
Well, right now we are at the quadrangle of Mother of Good Counsel Seminary here in San Fernando. And you know, it's very difficult to say something about yourself, especially you don't like to reveal certain confidential or personal information. But because of the interview, I have to reveal some points of my life's journey. I begin with my birth 85 years ago, March 9, 1937 in Santa Ana, Pampanga. From a simple, hard-working and practical Catholic parents. So, my parents took good care of us. We were 4 children. I am the eldest. And the youngest is a girl, but she died early at the age of 37. And I started by informal studies when I joined children like me in our town in a Caton class. Caton meaning to say the ABCs. How to spell, how to read, how to recite a poem, how to sing, how to dance. So I was given this opportunity with other children to learn how to read.
Is it just
write.
like kindergarten po, Apo Ceto?
It's preschool. No, it's informal. It's in the house of an old retired teacher. So when I went to formal education from grade school, I know how to write my name already, and I can read fast. That's a blessing, no? And I started my pre-grade school studies at the public school, Santa Ana Elementary School in 1944, at the end of World War II. And then I continued my high school at a private Catholic school in Santa Ana, founded by Monsignor Fernando Lansangan, Holy Cross Academy. Now it is a college already.
Yes po.
And from there on, Monsignor Fernando Lansangan, a friend of my father, asked my father, are you not going to send your son to the seminary? And then he answered, oh, Among, Monsignor, we have no financial resources. We cannot support him. Oh, he said, let us divide our share. I'll give 1/2 of the tuition. You give 1/2 of the tuition. So my father agreed already, and from high school I enrolled at Mother of Good Counsel Seminary. At that time it was called Mater Boni Concilii Seminary, a diocesan seminary in Napalit, Pampanga. That was in 1954. I graduated in high school in 1950. Then in 1944, I stayed down there for 2 years. And after 2 years, I transferred to San Jose Seminary on Highway 54, where I finished my philosophy and my theology. And when we finish our course, we are at the crossroad of church history. The Vatican II was beginning, and of course, in a way, we are lucky. In our batch, we know Vatican I and also Vatican II, so we could see the adjournamento.
There is
or,
a transition po.
the renewal in the church. As you know, in Vatican I, I think Trent, we always say Mass in Latin, no?
Yes.
And the priest is looking at the altar. You see, is back. But in the Vatican II, there is more participation, collaboration, and more interaction with the parishioners.
Yes po.
Now the priests say Mass facing us, and then lay people are given a role, no? They become lectors, commentators, collectors. They have their own assignment in the parish. And my first, because of the Vatican II, by the way, we were supposed to be ordained already. But there was no bishop in the whole Philippines.
Yes.
They were only in Rome for the Vatican Council sessions. Now, it so happened that Cardinal Rufino Santos, the first cardinal in Kapampangan, got flu. He got sick because it's very, very cool in Rome, no? Very cold in Rome. So he had to go home to get well. And after he has recuperated and was healthy again, 3 seminaries requested him to ordain their seminarians, no? UST, University of Santo Tomas, San Carlos Seminary, and San Jose Seminary. So we were about 15. Wow, that's a long ceremony. Laying your hands on 15 ordinandi. Our Bishop Emeritus then was not available because he was in Rome. So we were ordained also on experimental basis. That is early ordination. By December, we were priests already, but still taking theology. Students, priests, students.
When we return, we will still be with Bishop Aniceto. Stay tuned on Mama's Boys, Mama Mary's Boys. You are still watching Mama's Boys, Mama Mary's Boys. Please like and share our social media accounts to know more about our Mama's Boys. Back on our interview with Bishop Aniceto.
Traditionally, the ordination days were during after theology studies.
Yes po.
Theology studies, that's about April or March. But for us, December, I was a priest already. So I was first assigned as a guest priest at the Metropolitan Cathedral with Monsignor Pedro Puno as the parish priest. And every Saturday, I have to take the La Mallorca Mass with my books from San Jose Seminary to the cathedral to review my, prepare for my exams, no? And some of my classmates said, let us not study anymore. Anyway, they cannot flunk us. We're already priests. Oh, no, he said, but we are responsible to the bishop, and we should have the required knowledge in order to share the faith with our parishioners. So, by God's grace, I graduated I graduated,
Theology.
so we were ordained December 23. I graduated March. March. And then my first assignment was Assistant Parish Priest of Betis, St. James the Apostle Parish. And after that, I was assigned to Mabalacat as Assistant Parish Priest. In Betis, my Parish Priest was Monsignor Felipe Diaz. In Mabalacat, Monsignor Francisco Cancio, the Chancellor at that time. I was assistant there for 3 years, 62 to 65. And then Archbishop Sinense assigned me as a formator here at Mother of Good Counsel Seminary as a spiritual director, and other positions. Later on, I became principal, procurator, and finally director. But it was still a minor seminary.
Yes.
It is not a major seminary. Major seminary, provides college and theology education for seminarians. I stayed here for 11 years.
Wow.
So I got familiar and used to live in the seminary, how to relate to seminarians with my fellow formators here. At that time, I remember with us was, they're all dead now. Father Basilio David, our first rector, and then Father Antonio Ibay, Father Roberto Coronel, Father Eulalio Yabut, Father Gregorio Torres, and others. I forgot their names. And then my contemporaries, they're also dead now. Father Renon, Father Pablo Diaz, Father Benamin de la Paz. After my assignment here, I was installed as parish priest of San Jose Malino in Mexico, a very depressed parish at that time. I stayed there for 10 months. And then the Archbishop said, "Oh, you have to help this old priest who is having dialysis over there, Father Genaro Sason in Del Carmen, Palung Masle, Guagua." So I went there. So I was demoted from parish priest to assistant parish priest. That's okay. And it's good. He did not die. I was able to help him. I was driving my jeep, and the two of us saying mass. I assisted him in his mass in the barrios. And in 1978, Archbishop Sinense died. And then I was surprised to receive a letter from Archbishop Oscar Cruz, who was there in Manila. And he wrote me saying that, "Dear Father Aniceto, please come to San Carlos Seminary, stay overnight, and I would like to talk to you." So again, I had no car. I have to use the bus and go to San Carlos Seminary. And he told me that I have been assigned as the new Archbishop of San Fernando, Pampanga. I need a secretary. And so I am requesting you to be my private secretary. And I said, "Your Excellency, I have no experience in office work." No, he said, "I will teach you a good secretary. You teach me how to speak Pampango." So in 1978, I already started serving him here for 10 years.
Wow.
And when we were together, he made me not only his private secretary, but secretary of the priest senate, no? The council of priests. And we met together, the council members, twice a month. And after that, he assigned me as parish bishop, St. Michael Parish in Masantol. Santol. And when I was there in Masantol, the Archbishop again called me, Archbishop Cruz. He said, you go to the nunciature. The nuncio wants to talk to you. So I didn't even know what is a nuncio. I did not know what do they do in the nunciature. So I went again there to the nunciature. That is equivalent to an embassy.
Yes po.
And the apostolic nuncio is equivalent to an ambassador of the Vatican, of the Holy See. So he said, are you Father Aniceto? Yes. You know, he said, the Holy Father has appointed you as Auxiliary Bishop of Tuguegarao. Do you accept? So ito, Your Excellency, you let me pray first in the chapel. So I did not give immediately my answer. I prayed hard. So because I was surprised. Why me? I have no postgraduate studies. I am a simple, ordinary priest. And after that, I told him, Your Excellency, I obey the Holy Father and I accept it.
When we return, we will still be with Bishop Aniceto. All this and more on Mama's Voice, Mama Mary's Voice. Welcome back on Mama's Voice, Mama Mary's Voice. Don't forget to like and share our social media accounts to know more about our Mama's Voice. Back on our interview with Bishop Aniceto.
Your Excellency, I obey the Holy Father and I accept it. And then, what is funny is that, oh, thank you, he said. You know, I'm looking for another bishop for Lucena. Oh my gosh, I told myself. Why did not he appoint me in Lucena where I know Tagalog? Well, if I go to Tuguegarao, I have to study Ilocano, Ibanag, Maluweg,
Yes po.
Itawes. There are 4 dialects in Cagayan Valley. Oh, but you have to obey. I was auxiliary bishop to Archbishop Teodulfo Domingo. I stayed with him there as the auxiliary bishop, vicar general, and then later on I became president. No, I rector of San Jacinto Seminary, and then moderator Courier, no, that's a new office, and president of St. Louis College of Tuguegarao. Now that is a university now.
Yes po.
So I stayed there 5 years. After 5 years, Nuncio assigned me as the first Filipino bishop of Zambales, Iba.
Iba Zambales.
So I went there in 1983, and I was installed as the first Filipino bishop of Zambales by Archbishop Bruno Torpigliani. I think December 13, 1983. And many of our priests then were Columbans. Why? Because my predecessor was an Irish bishop, Bishop Byrne, no? Henry Byrne, Irish bishop, and I became the first Filipino. After that, I stayed there 6 years. Again, the nuncio called me and said, I am appointing you now the Archbishop of San Fernando. So I told him, Your Excellency, I have obeyed you in all the desires of the Holy Father. So with great reluctance, I accept it because no prophet is acceptable in his own town. I told him, oh no, Jesus. He said, you're not Jesus Christ. You're not Jesus Christ. You go. So I obeyed again and stayed there as Archbishop from 1989 to 2014. Until I retired, no? 2014. As diocesan priest, our priority is to work in the parish, not to be a formator, not to be a professor. But I later discerned that I will not be pastorally ministering to the people, but I will be helping prepare future priests, seminarians, no, who will work in the parish. So that's how I consoled myself, and I stayed here for 11 years. You have here your next question. What is your current
Role or position?
role and position?
Yes,
Well,
po.
as I said, I am already saling pusa. I am Archbishop Emeritus, and
How many years have you been in the ministry po?
yes,
po, Ceto?
as a priest, I have been in the ministry for 52 years. As bishop, 33 years.
Oh.
As Archbishop, 25 years. But of course, you are a priest forever. Although I am not an incumbent Archbishop now, I am still a priest. And my role is to continue my pastoral ministry in an inactive way. Not inactive way, well, you go there, you go there, you go there. You compare 500 children. You are invited to a wedding, to a birthday anniversary, to a funeral. That is now out of the question now. For me, I still compare the sacraments only one or two to confirmants or baptizants. I don't have have to go to parishes and confirm, no, so many confirmants, so many children. But I still perform by private ministry in an inactive way, and I hold office here at the seminary, not the whole day, but only half day in the morning. And what do I do during that time? I help people who come asking for various kinds of assistance, financial, medical, sometimes even recommendations. We have parishioners who get sick and they have a big hospital bill, and they ask me to write the hospital chip to give them a reasonable discount, and they do. And then also those who have no jobs, they ask for recommendation to some companies or even government, and generally they give them jobs. And one particular instance is there is a worker at the DPWH 18 years as a technician. He's classified only as a laborer and is receiving labor pay. It means to say has no benefits,
Yes po.
no GSIS, no medical care, no other privileges. So I wrote the Secretary of Public Works, and wow, and I was surprised. He granted it.
Wow.
That person was given a permanent item and even promoted to the next grade of session of work.
Tune in on the next part of our interview with Archbishop Emeritus Paciano Aniceto. We would like to thank the following: There you have it, guys. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Mama's Boys. Hope to see you in our future episode. This has been your host, Karen Dane. Jamataray shine!